While Wall Street melted down under billion-dollar genius trades, one man in a quiet Omaha office barely flinched. Warren Buffett's secret isn't a magic formula. It's something far simpler, an idiot filter that stops even his worst decisions from blowing up his life. Imagine Omaha in the 1940s. While other kids are riding bikes, a skinny teenager named Warren is running paper routes, tracking every dollar in a notebook, and buying his first stock at age 11. From the start, he was not chasing thrills. He was obsessed with not losing. Years later, he would sum it up in 2 rules. Rule number 1, never lose money. Rule number 2, never forget rule number 1. He did not mean never have a red day. He meant avoid permanent losses, the kind that wipe out years of progress. Even Buffett learned this the hard way. In the 90s, he bought Dexter shoe using Berkshire Hathaway stock. The business was destroyed by foreign competition. Dexter went to almost zero, but the Berkshire shares he traded away would have been worth billions. He called it one of his biggest mistakes. Notice what happened. Buffett felt the pain, studied the mistake, and then upgraded his filters so one bad decision could never sink the whole ship. Now, contrast that with the typical smart guy on Wall Street, who chases bonuses with maximum leverage and assumes the model is right and the market is wrong. Buffett assumes he can be wrong, and he builds around that. Buffett's entire billionaire mindset can be boiled down to one operating system. Think clearly, move slowly, and let time and compounding do the heavy lifting while everyone else burns out chasing shortcuts. The idiot filter is how he does that in real life. He assumes the future version of Warren Buffett will be tired, distracted, emotional, and sometimes just plain dumb. So he builds rules and structures that protect him from that version of himself. He avoids anything that can cause permanent damage. He stays in games he understands. He likes businesses so simple that an idiot can run them. The goal is not to be a flawless genius. The goal is to design your money and your life so that even on your worst day, you do not blow up your best decades. Buffett has said it over and over. Past a basic level of intelligence, temperament matters more than IQ. The market does not reward the smartest guy in the room. It rewards the one who can sit still when everyone else is losing their mind. Most investors get trapped by their own emotions. They panic sell when prices fall. They chase whatever just went up. They copy loud voices instead of thinking. Buffett flips that. He expects markets to swing wildly. He expects headlines to be scary. So he sets a simple rule. Buy good businesses, then emotionally commit to holding them through storms. Your idiot filter here is simple. Never let a temporary feeling trigger a permanent decision. Are you still making money moves based on mood or based on a plan you decided when you were calm? Buffett's next filter is brutally simple. Only bet where you truly understand the game. He calls it your circle of competence. Inside the circle are businesses and industries you genuinely get. Outside it is everything else, and his default move there is to pass. For decades, he avoided most tech companies. Not because they were bad, but because he could not see their long-term economics clearly enough. Then, Apple came along. Not as a tech company, but as a consumer brand with loyal customers and a sticky ecosystem. That fit his circle. So, he went big. Your version is the same. What business models do you actually understand? Where do you already have reps, experience, and pattern recognition? Your idiot filter is this. If you cannot explain how it makes money and why it will still win in 10 years, do not bet. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Even Warren Buffett is wrong sometimes. The difference is that his system is built so that being wrong does not kill him. That is what margin of safety is about. In investing, it means only buying when there is a clear gap between what something is worth and what you are paying. In life, it means building extra cushion into everything that matters: cash reserves, career options, and business risk. Buffett would rather miss 10 great opportunities than take one bet that could cause permanent loss. One position that blows up can erase years of slow, patient compounding. Your idiot filter here. No decisions that can bankrupt you. No leverage you do not fully understand. No going all in on a single job, client, or coin flip. You should be able to be wrong and still be fine. Buffett loves businesses that are so good an idiot can run them, because someday one will. That is not an insult. It is a design requirement. He looks for companies with strong moats, loyal customers, habit-based products, brand power, or huge cost advantages. Think Coca-Cola, See's Candies, Apple. Once it became a lifestyle brand, not just a gadget. These are cash machines that keep working even if management is not perfect. He is not hunting lottery tickets. He is buying durable cash flow. For you, this filter might mean choosing a boring, recurring revenue service business over a trendy, fragile one. Picking an employer with a real moat instead of a hype startup with no profits. Your idiot filter should focus your time and capital on machines that can survive average leadership and still throw off cash. Buffett's life is one giant snowball. Start small, keep it rolling, and do not interrupt it. He hates complicated models and fancy forecasts. He would rather be approximately right with a simple idea than precisely wrong with a spreadsheet full of assumptions. So he keeps his filter simple. Understand the business. Make sure it has a moat. Do not overpay. Then hold for a very long time. Most of his net worth showed up after age 50. Not because his IQ suddenly spiked, but because compounding finally had decades behind it. Your idiot filter here is to design a life where you do not keep resetting the snowball. Fewer big changes, fewer dramatic bets, more patient holding of good positions. Do you want excitement or a snowball? Here is the twist. Buffett does not think most people should copy his investing. He says the best move for normal investors is simple. Low-cost index funds bought consistently over time. Why? Because an index fund is an autopilot idiot filter. You are diversified across hundreds of companies and fees are low. You do not have to outsmart Wall Street every day. He even told his own estate to put most of the money into an S&P 500 index fund. That is how much he trusts the system over human impulses. Then he adds one more layer. The best investment you can make is in yourself. Skills, communication, and judgment. These raise your earning power and they feed your investing snowball. Your idiot filter automate the investing and manually, deliberately upgrade you. Buffett does not just protect his money. He protects his name. He has said it takes years to build a reputation and minutes to ruin it. That is why he avoids shady deals, overly promotional partners, and anything that smells off, even if the money looks great. Look at his partnership with Charlie Munger. Decades of trust, blunt honesty, and shared values. Your idiot filter here. Never trade a 30-year reputation for a 30-day payday. Here's how you turn this from a Buffett story into an operating system for your own life. Grab a sheet of paper and draw 3 columns: money, career, and business. Reputation. Under money, list the places you are one bad decision away from real pain: high interest debt, no savings, concentrated bets, leverage you do not fully get. Decide one idiot filter rule for each. For example, no more than 10% in any single risky asset. Under career and business, ask, where am I outside my circle of competence, and what is my margin of safety if this job or client disappears? Under reputation, write one rule you will not break for money. You are not trying to be perfect. You are trying to be hard to destroy. Warren Buffett did not win by being the flashiest or the fastest. He won by quietly building a life where his worst decisions could not destroy his best decades. So ask yourself, where are you one dumb move away from disaster? And what is the first idiot filter you will install this week in your money, your work, or your reputation? If this helped, subscribe to the Billionaire Blueprint for more billionaire mental models.